In today's video, we will have a look into the components of phase locked loop. The first block is phase detector. So the phase detector can be either analog type phase detector or digital type phase detector. So here we are going to have a look into the digital type phase detectors. So mainly there are three types of digital phase detectors. They are edge triggered phase detector, XOR phase detector and monolithic phase detector. So we will look into each of the phase detectors in detail. So the first phase detector is the XOR phase detector. So in the exclusive OR phase detector, we use a XOR gates. We use a IC having XOR gates. So we know that the XOR gate output is high when either of the one input goes high. If both inputs are same, then the output of the XOR gate is 0. So the same concept is used in the exclusive OR phase detector. So one of the inputs to the exclusive OR phase detector is from the reference input and the other input to the phase detector comes from the VCO. So this input A comes from the applied input signal, whereas the input B is from the output of the phase detector which is applied to the output of the VCO which is applied to the phase detector. Now, what is the function of this phase detector? The phase detector gives a voltage which is proportional to the difference of the two signals. So, if you have a look here, there is a phase difference of phi. There is a phase difference of phi between the input which is directly applied and the input which comes from the VCO output. So, as you can see the characteristics of the XOR gate, when the phase difference is 0, when the phase difference is, this is 0, then the output is 0. When the phase difference is 180 degree, the output is positive maximum. So this conversion, the slope is called as Kp. So this Kp is given by V by pi, where V is the maximum value of the voltage, which is nothing but the saturation voltage. So Kp is equal to V by pi. Now, you can have a look over here wherein this is the input voltage and this is the voltage of your VCO. So F0 is less than Fi. That means the VCO frequency is less than the input signal frequency. In that case, the output voltage of the phase detector is positive. Whereas if the VCO frequency is higher than the input frequency, then we can see that the output voltage is negative maximum. So this exclusive OR phase detector is used when both the signals Fi and F0 are square waves. Whereas if we have a pulse with the duty cycle which is less than 50%, then we go for edge triggered phase detector. So edge triggered phase detector is used when both Fi and F0 are pulse waveforms with the duty cycle less than 50%. So here you can see a SR flip-flop which is used, which consists of NOR gates, and it changes its state at the positive going edge of the signal. So the input Fin is connected to yes input, whereas the output of the VCO is connected as R input of the SR flip-flop. So you can see it in the IC form which is available, that is CD4001. Required to input NOR gate. So what happens over here is, how is it going to produce a DC voltage proportional to the signal between the two inputs. So input is given as set and the output of the VCO is given to the reset pin. So here this is the input signal, this is the VCO signal. The difference between two is in the form of the output voltage of the phase detector. Is output voltage of the phase detector. So on every positive going edge, the output goes high. So you can see here that at the rising edge of the input signal, the output is going high, and at the rising edge of the VCO signal, the output goes low. So when rising edge of the input signal, the output is going high, whereas at the rising edge of the VCO signal, the output is going low. So again, the same thing happens. So the conversion gain here is for a 2 pi. So here your Kp is given by VCC by or V by 2 pi. So since the duty cycle of the signal is less than 50%, the maximum phi approaches to 2 pi radians. So as a result, the DC output voltage is linear up to 360 degree compared to 180 degree in the case of XOR detector. Therefore, as compared to your XOR phase detector, the edge triggered phase detector has better capture, tracking and locking characteristics. So other than this, we have one more phase detector which is called as monolithic phase detector. In monolithic phase detector such as a CMOS type 4044 IC, the harmonic sensitivity and duty cycle problems are absent, like which one you had in XOR and edge triggered phase detector. So this circuit responds only to transitions in the input signal. That means the monolithic phase detector are independent of the variations in the amplitude as well as the duty cycle of the input waveforms. So whenever there is some critical applications, instead of exclusive or edge trigger type phase detectors, this monolithic phase detectors are being preferred. So you can see the characteristics of a monolithic type phase detector, wherein the conversion takes place for the characteristics is linear for a period of 4 pi radians. So we can have B naught, the conversion gain Kp equal to V by 4 pi. So this monolithic phase detector which we have seen now has two phase detectors. So the phase detector 1 is used in applications that require zero frequency and phase difference at log. And the phase detector 2 is used if the quadrature lock is required. So when detector 1 is used in the main loop, detector 2 can also be used to indicate whether the main loop is in lock or not. So next we will move on to the second component of the phase lock loop, that is filter. Filters can be either active filters or passive filters. You can see two passive filters over here and one active filter which uses op-amp along with the resistor and capacitor. So the input to the filter comes from the phase detector and the output of the filter is given to the voltage controlled oscillator. So the voltage controlled oscillator will convert the output voltage of the filter to a signal which is mainly having frequency as our main component. So the advantage of having active filter is they provide voltage gain and can have a wide range of controlled voltage, whereas the advantage of having passive filter is they do not contribute to any additional noise, whereas the disadvantage of active filter is they contribute noise components that appear on the VCO signal, and the passive filter has a disadvantage that they require greater static phase error between Fs and F0. That means the supply and the output signal to maintain lock than compared to an active filter. Next component of VLL is VCO, voltage controlled oscillator. VCO is nothing but a voltage to frequency converter. So you can see the VCO which is available in the IC form, which is manufactured by Signetics with brand name NE/SE566 VCO, and you can see the circuit which is there in the IC. You can see three op-amps, one which the op-amp A1 acts as a buffer amplifier, op-amp A2 acts as a Schmitt trigger, and op-amp A3 is nothing but inverter which is the power amplifier. Now the input to the buffer amplifier comes from the constant current source. Now there is a capacitor CT which is connected to the buffer amplifier A1. So this CT is called as the timing capacitor. So this timing capacitor is linearly charged or discharged by a constant current source or sink. And the amount of current which is controlled by changing the voltage VC which is applied to the pin number 5 or by charging the timer resistor RT which is connected externally to the IC. So the voltage at pin number 6 is held at the same voltage as that of the pin number 5. So this RT or the modulating input VC controls the amount of current. So the VCO is commonly used in converting the low frequency signals into an audio frequency range. You can see in this pin diagram there is a 0.001 microfarad capacitor which is connected between pin number 5 and 6. It is used to eliminate all possible oscillations. Now at pin number 4 you can see a triangular output and pin number 3 you can see a square wave output. So this square wave output has to come obviously from the Schmitt trigger, whereas the pin number 4, the triangular output, comes from the charging and discharging of the timing capacitor which is CT. So as you can see in this particular diagram, the voltage across the capacitor CT is applied to the inverting terminal of op-amp A2 via the buffer amplifier A1. The output voltage swing of the Schmitt trigger is designed to between 0.5 VCC and VCC. That means the minimum voltage of Schmitt trigger output is 0.5 VCC and the maximum output voltage is VCC. So when the voltage on the capacitor CT, if you see the waveform, when the voltage on the capacitor CT exceeds 0.5 VCC during charging, the output of the Schmitt trigger goes low, that is 0.5 VCC. Now the capacitor will start to discharge. So when the capacitor discharges to 0.25 VCC, the output of the Schmitt trigger goes high. This goes on repeating. So the capacitor charges and discharges for the same amount of time, thus giving a triangular voltage across it. The square wave output is taken from the op-amp A2. So you can see here. But the op-amp A2 output is not taken directly, but it is inverted and then it is obtained at pin number 3. Now the output frequency of the VCO is dependent on the timing capacitor, the external resistor which is RT, and the control voltage, that is, or the modulating voltage which is VC, and the supply voltage which is VCC. So this is all about the components of the PLL, wherein we have seen the phase detector, 3 types of phase detectors, the loop filter and the voltage controlled oscillator. The voltage controlled oscillator which gives you an output signal proportional to the voltage which is applied to it. It is nothing but a voltage to frequency converter. Hope this concept is clear. Thank you for watching this video.